a passionate instigator and dynamic problem solver. Dr. Kevin Ross Emery, the host of the Dr. Kevin Radio Show, will be taking you outside the box, behind the curtain, and identifying the load of BS we are fed every day. And now, Dr. Kevin.
Hi, welcome to the Dr. Kevin Show. I'm Dr. Reverend Lori Powers Otto. I'm filling in for Dr. Kevin tonight. So the show's going to be a little different. Tonight, my guest is Amber McMahon, and you guys are going to love her. Amber is a Reiki Master Teacher, a spiritual medium, a spiritual energy healer, an intuitive spiritual coach, an IET practitioner, and a psychotherapist. She's busy. Amber is a master of her craft, weaving together colorfully all of her modalities, tools, techniques, wisdoms, and perspectives to facilitate massive transformation and change within her clients, supporting her clients on a journey of self-awareness, self-discovery, and self-mastery. Yes, please. I invite you to join me in welcoming Amber to the show. As always, you can always call in and join the conversation at 202-570-7057. Welcome, Amber.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. I mean, I have a burning question I can't wait to ask you, but first I want to ask you, how did you get all these tools and you made it into, it works. You made it into a system that works and really helps a lot of people. I was reading about you in Psychology Today and, other places online. I mean, tell us all about Amber.
So, okay, well, there's a lot. So my background, I actually was a criminal justice major. I have a criminal justice bachelor's, master's, and then years later I went on to get my degree in counseling psychology. My background is working in crisis management and victim services and with acute children and adolescents. And during those years, I felt as though, okay, I'm a victim advocate, I'm a case manager. Now it's time to go to the next step in supporting others. And for me, that was going to get my degree in counseling psychology. And along the way, while I was doing that, I was always someone who was attuned to energy, the energy in the room. And I had a longtime friend of the family, Judy Spross, who introduced me to Reiki and energy healing. And I was just drawn to this energy work. I kind of put it aside, and then in 2014, my father had passed away, and for me, seeing him take his last breath, that was pretty profound. He was someone who was also, psychic, intuitive, but that created a lot of anxiety for him in his life. So when I saw him take his last breath, I decided, I'm going to use these gifts I have to help healing in others. And from that moment on, I couldn't brush these things under the carpet. I got my Reiki 1 and 2 with Liberty Barnett in 2014. I got my angel links attunement in 2016 to the archangels, and then in 2017 I did my integrative energy advanced practitioner certification, and also in 2017, that's when I had all my hours, became licensed, and opened up private practice for therapy. My business for Reiki, I just knew this is what I was going to be doing, so I started that in 2015, right after I did my Reiki 1 and 2. And then it wasn't until 2017 that I also did my Reiki Master Teachers. And then after that, I became a Reiki Masters of Masters, a program Libby has. And through all of these modalities, I found that the best way to create transformation and change was to put them all together. That it was not just one single modality, that it was the combination of them all that I saw this transformation and change within my clients.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. I did the same thing when I had my business. I took my coaching, my Reiki, my intuitive abilities and all those tools, and wrapped them in, and found that a dynamic approach worked better than just one or the other. Even though I do tell people Reiki saved my life, and I will always believe it.
I mean, it's it is life-changing. It's the number one tool I feel that can help anyone personally. And it's the number one tool for co-creating with the universe as well.
Yeah. Yes. And people don't realize that. I mean, I can't tell you how many people's lives have changed just from getting Reiki and from learning Reiki, and then that just leads you on to more and deeper and stronger. And I love that you take all those tools and you're helping people, and that you understand crisis management, and you understand trauma, and you understand what it's like to lose somebody you really love, and you bring all of that to your clients.
Yeah, we have all come here for a reason. We said, okay, we're going to come here, we're going to take the torch and do what it is that we came here to do. And my mission and what I believe, the reason why I came here is to help facilitate this healing in others, whatever modality that may be. Starting out, it was victim advocacy, crisis management, counseling, and then it led into the psychotherapy, energy healing, mediumship, and all of these modalities.
Right. And I know a lot of people, they think that these things are separate, but they really are not. They are really complements and continuations of the same thing, which to me is the purpose and the life force and the reason why we come to help and to heal and to be of service to others.
Absolutely. And it's not, I think it's not one healer, facilitator, they're not all the same. Everyone has all these unique gifts, and I think everyone should have an open mind to explore all these unique individual healers, modalities, along the way of their journey.
Well, I know that you are part of New Hampshire Metaphysical, as am I. And
Yes.
that is one of the things that I love about having that hub, if you will, because we can't all do everything as much as we want to. But
Yeah.
to, have that, all those gifts available in one place, try them out, change your life,
Yeah.
And
Yep. I mean,
you're in Massachusetts, right?
I am what?
In Massachusetts? Is
I
that
am
correct?
Yes.
Okay, well, just so people know where you are, because
So my office is in Arlington, Mass, and
Yeah.
I see people in person, but also do distant healings all the time and speak and give guidance over the phone as well.
and how do people get hold of you and reach you?
Oh my gosh. Well, New Hampshire Metaphysical, you can go on the practitioner website and click the link there. I also have my website, which is amberthekarmaqueen.com. And on Facebook and Instagram, again, Amber the Karma Queen. And those are the spaces you can find me and connect with me by clicking any of those links. Message me and email. It will send you right to email. It will send you right to a website. I will get back to everyone within 24 hours.
Now, before we get to the burning question of why Karma Queen, we'll get to that in the next section.
Yeah.
I just have to go back because your path, I'm sure, to a lot of people is like, what? How did she go from criminal justice to all this woo-woo?
I know.
And I know, and you gave them an outline, but it's like, I mean, did you get backlash from people or, I mean, did your family say, what are you doing?
No, so as, a child, I always wanted to be a police officer. I always wanted to help others. And this in high school is something, we had a criminal justice class in high school, and it interests me. And then I said, okay, well, when you go to college, you can focus on that one thing you want to do. And that is what interests me the most. It was great because finally it was like, okay, you can take one math class, you're done, and then you can go into your major. And for me, it was criminal justice, administration of justice, with juvenile justice. And then I also had a philosophy minor as well, which now all makes sense. Then it did not make sense at all.
I
had no, like, this is cool. I'm going to do this. My roommates are doing this. It ended up being like a minor. And back then I was like, okay. But now I'm like, oh, wow, this is why. This is why.
Mm-hmm.
And, I did internships with many police departments, one being in Newport, Rhode Island, which was very significant to me, which then led me into going into victim advocacy. And then the journey it kind of unfolded from there. And I got a master's in criminal justice and restorative justice and victimology, and was a victim advocate with survivors of domestic violence, and then for motor vehicle homicide victims in the court. And then from there, it was time to make a career change, and I ended up working with juvenile justice route. When I got interviewed for that, my wonderful supervisor at the time, who has now passed, she's like, you have a master's, so I'm going to hire you for this part, but you're also going to come and work with me at Department of Mental Health, working with children and families. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, the mental health piece then didn't make, I was like, that's not my track. And then it just unfolded from there. And I was like, it's time to go get my second master's in counseling psychology. So family, always supportive. Nice. And allowed the journey to unfold. I think it was this piece of the Reiki Master, energy healer, spiritual medium, coach, teacher, that I think people were more surprised with when I took that leap to do my own business. Yeah.
Yeah. And we could talk about
that. I would have never thought I would be doing this in a million years.
It doesn't sound like that. And what I love is that you followed your heart. You followed the path where it went. You didn't try to force anything or say, no, I'm being a cop and I'm not doing anything else, because you felt calling to keep going. And that is incredible. Mad respect for that. I love that. Every officer would do that.
Yeah. And I worked with some phenomenal individuals along the way. And, really it was that 2014, that awakening, that calling. Now it's like that loud voice. Now it's time for you to go find Libby Barnett and do your Reiki 1 and do your Reiki 2 and sign a lease here, and not knowing what you're going to do. And I did. And just, with each attunement, you reach higher levels of awakening and consciousness.
Yes, it's a beautiful gift to give to yourself, but to the collective as well.
Absolutely.
There's our first break coming up. Our first break is coming up. We'll return the embers right after.
Conscious media for conscious minds. OMTimes. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers, pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
You came across someone struggling with hunger. How would you recognize them? Would you notice an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for summer break
because she may not be having lunch again until September?
Or a war veteran who's having a hard time landing
a job and getting back on his feet?
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Dr. Kevin Show. In case you missed it, I am Dr. Reverend Lori Powers Otto, and I am filling in for Dr. Kevin this evening. I am interviewing our amazing guest, Emery McMahon, and I'm telling you, this woman is amazing. She went through most of her life thinking she was going to be a cop, and then when that time came, she let spirit, or whatever you want to call it, guide her to do amazing and incredible things. And now she has her own practice, changing people's lives, helping people get their, lives changed around, guiding them, coaching them, healing them, teaching them to heal themselves. I mean, you don't get any better than that. Welcome back to the break, Amber. Thank you. Okay, so now I know when you gave your website and your email and everything, there was a phrase in there, Karma Queen.
Right.
What can you tell that?
So when I was, even before this business, I took the leap to create this business. It started with just writing and channeling and jotting down these thoughts, and the Karma Queen came up. And for me, Karma Queen, Reiki, and guidance, I grew up with the phrase, what goes around comes around. And my father, my mother, they always said, whatever you do, you will get back tenfold. So karma, right? This is cause and effect. We have the 12 laws of karma, the great law of creation, humility, growth, responsibility, connection, focus, giving, hospitality, the law of here and now, the law of change, patience, reward, and the law, significance, and inspiration. The cause and effect, right? We are the co-creator, taking action to create the life our soul desires. So this name, it came through meditation, it came through getting quiet, it came through just writing down before I even took the leap. And then it was great for Instagram, Amber the Karma Queen, right? Or Facebook. And then it changed into Karma Queen, Reiki, and guidance. So we are the creators of our reality. And it happens through thoughts and actions. So focus what you can on changing and personal growth. We make choices, decisions, and it's important to focus on the positive and ping that vibration to the universe, right? Our core desired feelings, those navigate our decisions. So all of these 12 laws, it guides my practice. It guides what I do here with individuals for transformation and change. So
Wonderful.
That's how the name came about.
Love it, love it, love it. But so, you must have people, though, coming up to you going, Karma Queen? What's that mean? So what's your spiel?
Honestly, I tell them how the name came about, how it was personal to me. So what goes around, comes back tenfold. And how, when you help facilitate healing in others, they are aligning with their true, authentic self, which then helps them create and get back tenfold what their soul desires or what they want to give. So that's the long but short of it. And it really was just, you know, in the beginning, I'm like, what is this? What is this? What did I come up with? And it came from meditation, and it was channeled, and it came from my guides, the divine, God, Goddess, all the above.
Nice. I love it. I love it that you tapped in and you listened. I mean, so many people will say, I don't know what I want to do with my life, especially young people. And
right.
I tell my grandchildren, I'm like, you don't have to figure it out today.
No.
You don't have to say, I'm going to be X for the rest of my life. Follow
right.
your path, follow where the path goes, and you'll end up where you're supposed to be.
Right. And it's hard. That's hard, right? When you're growing up, it's hard to embrace being in the present moment. But when we are in that present moment, that's when we have all these thoughts, ideas. It's limitless what we can do. But it's hard when you're younger to stay in that moment and not think so future forward, or let the past define you, or what other people say.
Exactly. I mean, right, because nowadays, as soon as they get into kindergarten, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
You know, every grade, ask that. Everybody asks you, well-meaning people, grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, and I always told my grandchildren, just say, I'm working it out, because if you had just stayed so rigid.
Oh gosh, no.
Right. See, so you should write a book. Really, you are a perfect example. Someone who followed their heart and is now giving back in ways that, even though your intent was always to give back and to be of service, now you're doing it in many, many deeper ways.
Right. And, I think you said something so key, that rigid piece. I was always someone that was outside of the box. Never followed one school of thought. And that created great problem solving. And it didn't pigeonhole me somewhere.
Right.
I was always the wild. In high school, I was one of the fastest softball pitchers in the league, but you never knew what you were going to get. I was the wild card. So then when I went to my career in crisis management, you're getting thrown curveballs every which way. And I gained the knowledge on how to hit every possible curveball, but I had an open mind and I was outside of the box.
Right. That's why you're successful, because you've learned how to bob and weave, so to speak, and take each opportunity as it comes, and not say, you're not like when you call customer service on the phone for some things, and they're like, this is it. This is the only option, the only way.
Yeah, no, and I never take that only option. I always say, nope, there's more options. I know there are. Yeah. Yeah, right? So that makes you more well-rounded and more available to more people. Yeah. Because you're not like, well, I only do, people 16 to 21 and under these circumstances. Yeah, no, I have had the opportunity to work with all ages, all walks of life, and it's been incredible. You learn so much. Yeah. Well, tell us about some of your experiences. I know, obviously, not names or anything like that, but tell us some of the experience that helped shape you and your practice, and ways that you address individual clients. I meet every client where they're at. I always have, always will, even, you know, in my career doing crisis management, I met everyone where they were at, you know, and I think that's of utmost importance when you're doing any of this work. And I'm also someone that I'm going to help you find the solution. So I'm not going to just sit there and yes someone to death. I'm going to help and give the tools and the knowledge so we can find the best solution and create that transformation and change that the individual wants.
So, yeah, so you're one person at a time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not, there's not one individual the same. There's not one situation the same, you know. So I meet everyone where they're at, and, you know, with the energy work piece, that's where we sit down and we assess, okay, what is going on physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually for you right now? And then I can assess energetically what is going on and where in the body so that we can clear out any debris, block, and that could be causing the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual symptoms.
Right, exactly. I mean, I have to say, in my many years, I've come across people who, well, in New Hampshire, you don't even have to have training to be a life coach or be licensed. You can just call yourself a life coach, which bothers me to know. There's no training behind it.
Right.
But then there are others that are just so rigid. They treat every person the same, and then they're like, I don't understand why my clients aren't successful. It's because you're not seeing your client, and you see your clients.
And you're married to one school of thought.
Right.
Right.
Right. One shoe doesn't fit everybody.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Now, do you, I was going to ask you a question and I've forgotten what it was. Silly me.
It's energy.
Yeah, definitely. So do you have like any classes you're teaching, any events, anything like that where people, any way people can get to know you better?
Yes. You can obviously reach out and inquire about any of my private sessions, but on the first Thursday of every month, I run a guided meditation, spiritual journey, and Reiki group gathering that's held at the Healing Essence Center in person in Concord, Mass. And that I've been doing this group since 2017, 2018. It's always been the first Thursday of the month. Even when, you know, the pandemic hit, we went online, we did it that way, we went outside, and now we have a beautiful space in Concord. And this is where we, you know, go within, we do reflection, we get ourselves energetically clear to move forward fearlessly for the months ahead, connecting to our divine self so that we can receive the guidance needed for each month. So we review the energy of the month, and everyone gains insight on how they can use this energy of each month to their advantage. So I offer guidance and clarity both at the individual and the group level, and then we go on a journey of calm, ease, and flow, releasing what no longer serves our highest healing good. We do this through meditation, angelic, intuitive guidance, and I go around and do Reiki on everyone in the group.
Very nice.
And
Love that.
I also teach Reiki 1 and 2. I do that one-on-one, so that can be scheduled also. So it's a unique experience. It's not in the group setting. And I have found that teaching Reiki 1 and 2 and, master's level when you're ready one-on-one, it's a totally unique experience. I mean, the history and all of that is the same, as you know, as a Reiki master, but the one-on-one really, it enables it to be a unique experience.
I love that you said that, because I always preferred doing my Reiki students one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
I've done 2 classes where I've had 2 or 3, 4 people, but the one-on-one is always more, it's just more, it's deeper. I don't know, I don't have the words for it. It's just
always different. I mean, it's always different,
Yeah.
And because everyone is different and everyone's experience is different, that when you're teaching Reiki 1, 2, it's a sacred space. It's a sacred moment, and it's totally unique when it is in that one-on-one setting, especially if you have a relationship with that person. For me, it's been clients of mine that have done their Reiki 1 and 2. I can't say I've had a lot of individuals who haven't been a client or in a group, or someone who hasn't worked with me one-on-one. So it's definitely a sacred and lovely, unique experience to do it that way. So that's why I do it that way.
And there's the music for our final break. We will be back in just a few moments with Amber McMahon.
The Real Conscious Connection. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Vox Novus, the new voice. Vox Novus, the new dimension. Vox Novus, thought and movement leaders who will share from their experience and offer tools to help us navigate our rapidly changing world. My name is Victor Furman. Join me every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio for Vox Novus, the new voice.
If I could be you,
and you could be me,
for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside
each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to the last segment of the Dr. Kevin Show. For those of you who just didn't catch it the first 2 times, I am Dr. Reverend Lori Powers Otto, and I'm filling in for Dr. Kevin tonight. And I am interviewing the incredible Amber McMahon. Welcome back, Amber.
Yes, we are back.
Amber and I were just talking about the benefits of teaching Reiki one-on-one. So to one client at a time, one student at a time, and how beautiful that is. But Amber does way more than just teach Reiki. She has a whole list of amazing healing, guidance, and growing opportunities for everybody listening. So before I forget to do this, before the end of the show, everybody again, how to get in touch with you and ways that they can reach you and your classes, all the things you have coming up.
So going to my website, amberthekarmaqueen.com, that will bring you to all of the private sessions, all of the classes, and then it will bring you to Let's Connect, and that will just bring you right to my email. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at Amber the Karma Queen, and you can email me at amberthekarmaqueen@gmail.com.
And also you can find Amber on NewHampshireMetaphysical.com.
New Hampshire Metaphysical, yes.
Yes. Which is how Amber and I got connected.
Yes. It's been wonderful.
Excellent. So other than your monthly meditation group that you're doing, do you have any other classes, any other events, anywhere else people can meet you out in the public?
Not as of yet. There are many things that are going to be unfolding very soon. Some other classes and groups. I also have done some spiritual journeys with Andrea Schroll, who owns Boston Mind and Body. She is in Middleton, Mass. So you can find me there. I'm a guest there sometimes. And like I said, there's a lot of new and exciting things coming and in the works for Karma Queen Reiki and Guidance. A lot of new classes that I would like to have unfold. So I'm excited about what's to come.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm excited for you. I think this is wonderful. I just in this brief conversation know that you're just going to continue to grow and share and welcome more people. And I just think that's a wonderful, beautiful thing. I mean, for anyone who missed the first segment where Amber went to school for criminal justice and then just use that as the stepping stone to get to, and really I wish this was a path for many people in the criminal justice system on all facets of it, and then the psychology of it and the learning how to handle people in crisis. And I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing.
It's powerful, and gosh, all your beautiful words. I'm like taking this in. I just hope, I hope I have a powerful impact on this world in a positive way. That's my hope.
Right. And, and I know that people like us, we don't do it for the accolades. We do it because we want to see a more joy-filled, loving, healthy world.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. A lot of chaos. But if you stay in your work and you do the work, you're going to be easily more able to ride those waves each day.
Right. Now, random question. But this has come up a lot today in discussions, how doing with the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. A lot of people are like, I don't understand why I'm so anxious or upset or whatever. And then you sit down and you have a conversation and you realize they're feeling that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you, someone who comes to you and says, I don't know what to do with this?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I see, yes, I have that clinical lens. I have many different lenses. Everything is energy, and we are energetically affected by things that happen around us, things that happen in the world, globally, and, even by the weather. So the very first thing, I talk with someone about is, where are you feeling this in the body? How are you feeling this energetically? And really having them take time to connect to where they're feeling it. So then we can devise a way to diffuse and transmute the energy. I teach people, so obviously when they get on the table and you're giving them Reiki or, integrative energy therapy, the combination of the modalities, they're getting that universal and angelic energy infused into the cells, infused into the energy center, and that helps with the energy around. And then I will give them hands-on tools, leading them through a visualization on how to clear the energy around them, within them and around them on their own. So they can have a hands-on tool to take home to be able to clear that energy. So when they're feeling the anxiety or the worry or the nervousness in the energy field outside, they have something that they can go to hands-on. You don't have to be the Reiki master to just put hands on the heart with the intention of healing. Intention is everything.
Yes, and beautifully said. And I said this just a topic that came up a lot today in various groups, and it doesn't even have to be anything as big as the earthquakes, even though that's devastating. God bless.
Right.
But, that's what people don't realize, is that almost everybody's empathic in one way or another. We're all affected by the energy.
Oh, absolutely. We're all affected by the energy. We're all affected. We might not be aware of it or not, but the planets, we're affected genetically. And we are, of course, affected by things that happen globally.
Yes, because it is true. We are all one. We are all one energy.
Yes. And we feel that. If you're aware and awake, and I think it's also the awareness piece. You feel that.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I just, I wanted to get someone else's, opinion on this, or opinions. So, but I just think it's incredible that, and you've probably had this too, clients doing the work and they're like, but I'm not progressing. And it's like, because generally they're not realizing that some of that angst, some of that energy is not theirs.
Not there, right. And that's where, I sit with clients and I say, okay, take 3 deep breaths, get quiet, and really think about, is this yours or is this something or someone else's? And when you can sit there and get quiet, you're often able to determine, oh, wait a second, this isn't mine. I'm feeling all of the energy of what is going on globally. I'm feeling, my coworker's energy. I'm feeling my friend's energy, my kid, whatever it is. But we have to get quiet, get present, and take that step aside.
Yes, yes. Yes, I mean, it's wonderful it really is wonderful that we all feel the energy from the whole planet. We just have to learn how to differentiate it from our own and to deal with it in a positive and constructive way. And from talking to you this evening, I believe that you are very gifted at helping people do that. And, to find their...
I had this moment 2 years ago, and I was like, oh God, because you have these moments sometimes, like, I can't even believe that I do what I do each day as a profession. I have the honor of helping these individuals, but I'm like, wow, okay, this is why I came here. This is the reason I'm here for right now, this crazy, chaotic time.
Wonderful and exciting as well.
Yeah.
And people need to realize you feel the love and the joy and the excitement too. Embrace those.
Absolutely embrace those, and take a look at how far the individual has come and the progress made, and celebrate that. Nothing good happens in the comfort zone, right? So when someone takes that leap to say, I'm going to do that deep inner healing work within, they're taking a huge leap. They're going, it's not all unicorns and rainbows. It's scary in there. So for them to take that leap and do that, and when they're sitting there the first day, and I go, you're not going to be in the same place 3 months from now, and they don't believe me, but then 3 months, a year, and it's like, let's take a moment and celebrate all the progress you have made, because you were not here this time last year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All outside of the comfort zone.
Yes. And I'm sure you tell your clients, as I do, be proud of yourself, honor yourself, celebrate yourself.
Right. And I just feel like we don't do that so often.
Not near enough.
Not enough. And I like to hold that sacred space for individuals to do that deep inner healing work and to celebrate how far they have come.
Yes. Yes. And so, for all of us who are struggling in life or are not where we want to be, even those of us who have great lives and aren't where we want to be, please seek out Amber. Please seek out people like Amber that can help you get to where you want to be.
Yep, every moment is a moment to change. So if you're not where you want to be, you can get there. You can get there. And
don't tell me you're too old, because that bothers me.
My gosh. No. That's one of the biggest, every moment is a moment to say, I'm going to rewrite the story. I'm going to rewrite the narrative. I'm going to take a look at those deep-rooted beliefs, and I'm going to rewrite this. You are the co-creator. You are the writer of your story. You're not too old. It's any moment you can change and rewrite that story.
Right. I just read a story, I think it was this morning, about a woman lived way into her hundreds. And
she
took every moment, every day as the precious gift it was, but she wasn't afraid to change.
No, she didn't have fear to get in the way.
Right. And that's a lesson we can all learn, to go for it and to just take our lives as what we want. It is true. We can create our own lives. Sometimes we need guidance. Sometimes we need a little, but we do have the power to change our lives, to make our lives whatever it is we want them to be. None of us are stuck. Not unless we choose to be.
Right. And you certainly will not be stuck if you come and talk to me.
There you go. Because she's not going to let you stay there.
No, it's a speed bump. It's a speed bump, and we will take the action to get over that bump.
Excellent. I know we're getting close to being out of time, but I really want to thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. And there is our note. Thank you, Amber, so very, very much.
Thank you. It was an honor.
We'll talk to you soon, hopefully.
Yes. Bye.
Okay. Bye.